This right here, girl, is an ad. I'm gonna need you to get you some of this Just Move Energy supplement so you can have the energy to get your workouts done like I need to get mine done, girl. It is sometimes a struggle and you need a little extra. Plus the protein shakes. I don't have an appetite a lot of the time. Protein shakes really help me after the workout because I do not want to be on the massage table with my stomach growling because that's where I'm going after this, okay? So I get my protein shake done before, boom, I got both of them. I'm ready, okay? I'm getting old. My knees is a problem. Do you see me warming it up? Do you see me trying to stretch it out? That's 35 pounds. I'm squatting 35 pounds. I'm proud. You can get those gloves and other workout gear from TeamLASHAE.com. The link is down below in the description box, girl. Yes. Girl, I have to give it to myself. You look good, girl. You look good. Juvie. I just had to put him in here because he's cute. I'm on my way to the spa, girl. Piece of serenity. My homegirl does not want to be seen, but she does the best massages. I go to her at least once a week for this muscle situation, girl. And she also gave me this massage cream with CBD in it that really helps with my aches and my pain. So get you some. All of this. Get you some. 15% off with my Relax Me Bondy code. Okay, girl? Get it. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Not come on in. Not come. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know I'm weird. Whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video. Right?
Hey everybody, what's going on? First, before we get into it, I hope everybody is having a good Saturday. It is a very beautiful day here, okay? And I am excited to come to y'all on this good Saturday with the 5 hobbies. I tried to do it yesterday, but I did not get a chance to finish making my notes in time. And I had a whole bunch of stuff to do yesterday that is not normal to my Friday, child. So we here on a Saturday. I'm gonna give everybody a moment to get into the room, girl. I have done a vocal warm up at least a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We've tried to open it up and get it together because we know what type of review this is about to be. Oh, I'm so excited to do this, you guys. Oh my God. Okay, hi. Hey, girl. Hey. I'm super duper excited to do this one because this is like literally one of my favorite movies of all time. And it's so funny because it has links to my other favorite movie of all time. Because there's like 4 of them, right? My top 4 are The 5 Heartbeats, Sparkle, What's Love Got to Do with It, and Low Down Dirty Shade. Okay? Like, I don't know why, y'all. That's my top 4. All right? Those are the movies that I know so well. I know the instrumentals in my mind. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna have to excuse all of the like ember and shit in there. Cause I'm burning the incense and the damn incense always want to ash everywhere. And it's like, it smells so good, but like, why you gotta ash everywhere? But I'm still on my coffee, girl. I know it's 1:00 in the afternoon on a Saturday, but I'm still on my coffee, girl. I'm so excited. Sparkle is your fave too. And do you know the MC from Sparkle is in the 5 Heartbeats? Did y'all know that? Y'all know I didn't get a chance to rewatch the documentary about the movie. But I definitely feel like we should maybe do that one time. You know what I'm saying? Yes, no, the original Sparkle. Please don't play with me. Yeah, the MC that introduces Sparkle, I believe, at the end of Sparkle is the same MC that introduces the guys on the 5 Heartbeats where he set them up to get booed. I don't know if Cynthia is in this movie. I think that she definitely may be an extra somewhere, but she wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't, I haven't seen her and I've watched this movie a million times. But I did see her in the auditioning process. There were a lot of Black people that were supposed to be in this. Whitney Houston was supposed to play Baby Doll. Another thing about this movie, so I looked up Eddie, which is Michael Wright. I believe that's his name. And it seems as if something has happened to his vocals. You know what I'm saying? He's always been like out there. I don't know if anybody has paid attention. He's a character actor. And so I think that, you know, when people be character actors like that, that shit do something to you up here when you commit so much to roles that are dark. 111. I don't know why, y'all, but I always see it. I always see the 111 or the 1111. I always see it. I don't know why. But anyway, and he was showing the person who was recording him the script to the movie. And there was so much more in there. And I would love for Robert Townsend to consider remaking the movie, but with more of the script. Because I feel like the one thing that is not good about the 5 Heartbeats is how much space we're missing. It's almost as if, you know, it was another like situation where they you know, oh, we only have a certain amount of time for this movie, so you need to cut all of this stuff out. Because I feel like there are some portions of this story that we are absolutely missing and that need to be a part of it. And I know you can't remake everything, but I feel like if you're going to add in the shit we were missing, you do all new actors, you know, maybe do some, you know, something creative about it that makes it slightly different. I don't know. Maybe not even at all. But it's something about the lack of story that makes me want to know what the full story was. You know what I'm saying? Is it just me? Also, the 5 Heartbeats, y'all, in essence, is a musical. And I don't know about y'all, but I get to a point in all Tyler Perry plays where I fast forward through the songs. I don't know why. Before I can't watch musicals no more. I used to love me a good musical, girl, but I can't. What? Nikki Bronsky, get this away from me. Okay, like great spin-off materials who, ooh, like especially for maybe like a mini series. Oh, absolutely. That would be amazing. Okay. But yeah, I was just like, I cannot do musicals anymore. But this, in essence, is a musical. The scene that makes you know that the 5 Heartbeats is a musical is the scene with Duck and his little sister singing in the room when she's cleaning up. Okay? Every other time they sing is mostly a performance. But that should, you know, like that lets you know that this is actually a musical. Okay? And I don't know of any musical that I want to watch as much as I watch and will watch the 5 Heartbeats. Like, I was just getting some screenshots, y'all. I had to take some of these pictures myself, like with my phone to the computer, because you can't get a lot of these screenshots. And this is like one of my favorite movies. So I wanted to like definitely have as many moments that I really, you know, felt like stuck out as possible. You know what I'm saying? That's the only scene I hate. I hate this. Like, there are bees outside the window, and so them flying near the window keeps making me feel like it's in the window. Child, let me get my peripherals together. The heartbeat, the 5 Heartbeat was the Dells. Yes, it was the Dells. If you ever watch the movie all the way through the credits, there's a moment in between the credits where it stops and shows you a picture of the Dells. So yeah. That's definitely a part of it. And I think originally it was about the Temptations. I think that Robert Townsend really, really loved the Temptations, but something happened where he could not tell that story exactly. And so the Dells came on as, you know, supervisors for the story, which, you know, and then it changed. It's from if I remember correctly from the movie, the documentary about the movie, which I really want to rewatch. But anyway, y'all, I'm about to get into it. It's 170 y'all in here. Can y'all please, right, you know, child reading shit and talking at the same time. Can y'all please like the video? Let everybody know that we're live right now. Okay, if you're cleaning your house, come listen to me. Okay, like if you at home, you know what I'm saying, chilling, doing whatever, girl, getting your little black girl, self-care day on, turn me on, girl. We about to talk about the 5 hobbies. All right. Okay. So, and when I tell y'all, yes, Denzel was supposed to be Eddie. Yeah, it wouldn't have worked out. Like, even though that would have been interesting to see him in a role like that. That would have been the one time he didn't play somebody, in the early career. In his early career, I feel like Denzel was always playing a good guy. Except for maybe in that one movie, that war movie, I can't remember. But either way, y'all, we starting at the beginning, okay? So, y'all, we're not even gonna get into Leon because I feel like there's a way for me to actually meet Leon in some way. And if y'all understood the crush I had on Leon growing up, like if you understood that the first dude that I ever was like totally enamored by was JT on the 5 Heartbeats. Like y'all don't even understand. Like nobody gets it. Like I love Leon, like head to toe to this day. Like I follow him in everything. And he's always asking, it's always JT, Leon. It's always JT. It's always JT. I don't care. I know, David Ruffin. It's always JT. Do you hear me? I don't care. It's always JT. That's what I said. But like I was saying, don't even talk about when he was on Women of Brewster's Place. Don't do it. Nigga, it's the walk, right? He walk. It's the way he walk. Like it's the weirdest thing. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's not even get into it. Let's get into the movie, y'all. Okay. That's how you know you didn't watch the movie so much. That is the fucking instrumental that plays underneath the movie in the serious scenes. Okay. And at the very beginning, we see Duck. Duck is living on, like, Duck's house is my house. Duck's house, y'all know when I talk about I want a beach house, Duck's house is what my house in my mind looks like. Like, I was just like watching it and I was like, damn, the house that I envision in my head is the house from the 5 Heartbeats. Isn't this precarious? Never thought about it. Anyway, Duck opens a magazine with a title, Where Are They Now? And his group, the 5 Heartbeats, is on the cover. Then we go back to June 7th, 1965, New York City. Okay? We got Baby Doll in the Crystals. Okay? Mom, hey, she always says to me, he doesn't look like one. Oh no, but I know very deep inside, he's got a heart of gold. Gold. And I am gonna stay with him until we're very old. Oh yeah, on our wedding day, we'll get away and make a little baby that looks like him because I love joy. Oh boy, I love joy. I love Joey. Okay, do you hear me? Okay, we're in here. Okay. Baby Dolls and the Crystals are, on stage performing a talent show. And after them, we get Flash and an Ebony Spoke. Y'all, Flash ain't shit. Flash ain't shit. His name described him perfectly. Okay. Flash comes out on stage, jacket moving and shit. You know how I feel about you, something that I just can't hide. You know what I mean? Okay, so he coming out there with stage presence. You know what I'm saying? Showmanship, style, if you will. Okay, but the thing about it is, his thing is just to enamor the women. He like pulling on the women and taking off his clothes. The niggas behind him are taking off their clothes. It's just like, we just gonna take all our clothes off. Listen, everybody had processed hair back then. Okay, we not just gonna do Flash like that, but we know Flash used to be out here with the over processed hair, you know, even after that, you know, even after the movie, even beyond that. Even in the 90s when he was Eartha Kitt's security. Okay. Not Eartha Kitt, but y'all know delivering papers. You know what I'm saying? Marcus Darling. But yes, we're back into Eddie and Bobby are late. And Choir Boy is downstairs in the dressing room with Dresser and Brenda, his old lady, scared because the last time they was at this place, they got hit upside the head with some bottles. Okay, he was like, "They had to hit me upside the head with no bottle." Start calling me peanut head church boy, all them names and stuff. Look, and Dresser and Brenda are laughing because they ain't shit. And they just basically was like, "Listen, nobody's forcing you to be here." You know what I mean? He's like, "Man, what the fuck is Bobby?" All right. Bobby is the lead singer. Bobby is also Maya's cousin by way of Waiting to Exhale. You know what I'm saying? Y'all remember him, right? With the spades. All right. So here he come, him and Eddie, in the middle of some very tumultuous game of cards that Eddie and Bobby seem to be cheating at. Okay. JT, while Flash and the homeboys are, you know, Ebony Spark, while the Ebony Sparks is performing, JT comes out to the side of the stage. And this is the moment. Ronnie, thank you. This is the moment. This is the Leon moment. This is the moment that Leon had to perfect as a man in order for this to hit the way it did. Because otherwise, I don't know many niggas that could just slide down like this onto the camera and then like niggas slide down. Okay, like the way he stooped down on the ground and you know the head went back and the lips went forward and shit. I was just like, at that moment, it was over. It was over for me. I was in love with JT from that moment on. Okay, he's looking at the women in the audience like pieces of meat, and he ain't eaten in 7 days. Okay, Flash zeroes in on the woman that JT has zeroed in. Okay, zeroed in on. She's sitting on the front, you know, front row, got her little stockings with the holes in them and shit. You know what I'm saying? Acting like I'm trying to be a classy slut. Okay. And when Flash zeroed in on her, he, you know, putting her leg all on this Johnson and everything. It's a lot going on, you know? And you could tell that JT was feeling away after that. So he started staring at Old Faithful. Okay. Now, I promise y'all, I feel like they never said this lady name the entire movie. They never said what JT's wife's name was, because that's the lady he ended up marrying. But I just kind of feel like, why is it this lady was all throughout the movie and we never once heard somebody say her name? Rose. Her name was Rose. Nobody ever said Rose's name, not one time. Rose barely spoke, but she was beautiful. She was the brown skin beauty. Okay. So he zeroing on her. She see him and then she get up and go back, you know, go backstage with him to smash in the closet, basically. Okay. And she checks him. Wait, stop it. Okay. First you say you love me, but you never call. And then you take me up here and try to screw me in the closet like I'm a whore or something. He said, stop it right there. He's been practicing this life. I brought you up here because I thought you were a woman, not some little girl afraid of life. I'm not looking for some, what he said, some, I got to get it right. He said, I'm not looking for some cheap thrill or some stolen moment. I'm trying to act out the most romantic chapter of the most romantic novel. And we will walk on the edge of erotica together. And I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? And why did that work? Like, what? He said, I'm not looking for some cheap thrill or some stolen moment. I want to take you to a new level. That was what it was, taking her to a new level, tricking the girls into thinking that they about to be a woman because they didn't had your dick all up and through the closet. Child, game. Lady Lex, thank you for the super chat. She not some little girl afraid of life. Thought you were a woman, not some little girl afraid of life. Okay? Y'all listen, whenever Leon wants to act out an angry moment, he makes sure he get that diction right. Okay. He did the same thing on with all of his angry roles. He's hella smooth though. But it's them niggas that's hella smooth like that cock their head to the side and pop off on you like this. Like, wait a minute. I am through and through. Okay. But he run game on her and tells her that he thought she was a woman. So now she got to show she a woman. It's a mind game. It's a trick of the mind. Okay. So she unzips his pants and she let him do her in a closet. Oh, woman love can do. Okay, listen. Bobby and Eddie are being shot at as they run down the street in traffic. This is how you know this is back in the day and they had no cameras on the streets. This is in the middle of the street in loud color suits shooting at people. Like this is a Dick Tracy movie or something like that. Okay? Duck is still working on music. He's been working on this one song the entire movie. Okay? And that's the We Haven't Finished Yet song. Okay? Work it out together. I believe. Duh, listen to me, man. Bobby ain't here. Eddie ain't here. We don't really need him, though. Okay? The funny part, Bobby was the lead singer. We never met Bobby after this. They killed Bobby on that street. Oh, my good leg. And then, oh, my other leg. Okay, y'all know I know. Bobby disappeared after that. Okay, so they getting ready to perform. 5 RBs come on stage. Duck pulls his trousers up, and they proceed to perform. But here come Eddie sliding in. Oh, ain't got no money. The niggas who was running after him stopped. They on the side of the stage like, oh, we can't kill him in front of a room full of people, huh? Don't live the life of a millionaire or a movie star. There's nothing in this world that I possess to equal your loving and your tenderness. 'Cause I got nothing but love for you, baby. Got nothing but love for you, baby. I got nothing but love. I got nothing but love. So much love. The slide was everything. Yes. Okay. Nothing but love. JC is up here. Okay. Ain't got no penthouse. I don't eat caviar. Got no obsession with foolish possessions. You're my lucky star. Don't need no diamonds, don't need no pearls. As long as I got you, I am the king of the world. I'm not. Ooh. I got nothing but love. Got nothing but love. Ooh. Look, I hit it. Look, what you want? Love, 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 love. Don't need diamonds, Jerry Curl. Don't need pearls. As long as I got you, I'm the king of the world. Okay, listen. They perform their asses off up there. Ooh. Talking about love, yeah. I ain't got nothing but love. Look, I knew it was gonna come out. Okay, jumping on the. Okay, girl, I got nothing but love. You got to know, yeah. Oh, I got love for you, baby. Okay, our cousins. Our cousins. Our cousins. Did them niggas ever do anything with their life besides stand on the stage and be like, "That's our cousins"? Like the whole movie, we rap country and western. I cannot. I'm just warming up, y'all. Give me a chance, okay? Give me a chance. Give me a chance, okay? Yo, they perform better than anybody else vocally. Okay, vocally. Choreography was terrible. Quiet Boy flipped out on stage. Caught the Holy Ghost over there in the corner. You know what I'm saying? Eddie couldn't get the step exactly, you know what I'm saying? But he had all of the, you know what I'm saying? All of the swag. Eddie had all the swag, you know what I'm saying? Loose wrists and shit. You know what I'm saying? So but hey, they had a great performance. Duck was like arranging the music while they was performing. That was another thing that I pointed out in my notes, is that when they were started the song, it was like everybody didn't know. They just knew the words. And he just told them, you know what I'm saying, when you jump in, like a choir director. And that was crazy to me because yeah, they were unprepared. Exactly. So that was crazy to watch that. Like, you know, the way he had them going, you know what I'm saying? They knew to listen. my part right here. Okay. Flash and them still won though, because they were taking off their clothes. That let y'all know even back then, sex was selling. Oh, Eddie was absolutely sexy. His demeanor, the way he carried himself, his swag. Like yes, absolutely. This is how know nothing niggas with good dick get women like Baby Doll. Okay, just buku swag. And then probably a dick down to his, you know, lower thigh muscle. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, they do what they always do after every performance and they go get breakfast. And while JT is sitting there with Rose, he sends Duck over to play shy brother with this girl sitting at another table. And this is when Jimmy Potter introduces himself as a manager who wants to help the boys win the next talent contest that they do. And he says, "I'll help you, and I bet you any money if you don't win, I'll pay you the $100. I mean, like Dresser said, hell, I like them odds. So they go over to his house for rehearsal. Shy brother was fucked up, wasn't it? We'll get into that. Child, we're gonna spin a block on that one. So wait a minute. They go over to Jimmy's house for rehearsal. Eddie is late and everybody is waiting on him. Like, what the is going on? Jimmy's wife, Eleanor, runs a charm school out of her home, and she doesn't know why he's putting himself through this yet again with these damn boy bands, you know, these groups. He don't know why she don't know why he keeps putting himself through it, because it's a lot of heartbreak. We'll come back to that conversation. But this is the first time we see Tanya. Tanya was one of the students of Eleanor's charm school. And this is when we see JT checking her out and we see Duck see her all at the same time. But nobody's paying attention to the fact that JT also clocked her at the exact same time. Okay? No, JT wasn't shit. He wasn't. He was a terrible person. We're going to get into it. He's a terrible person. Okay? So, Duck is a weirdo. Duck is a weirdo in some respect. He's a romantic, but he's a weirdo. He followed her home, okay, and put some poems in her mailbox, which we would think is sweet. But the fact that he watches her like go on a date with this tall, light-skinned brother in a nice convertible, it just was like, don't stalk her, okay? Like, don't stalk her. I get it, but don't stalk her. But it was still sweet. Like, for a man to be, you know, dropping beautiful poems in your mailbox, ain't never really showing himself to you. To me, it's the right amount of pressure. You know what I'm saying? Because some of y'all do too much. Eleanor and Jimmy have a conversation. Child, the flips was flipping, okay? And they have a conversation about him doing this shit with the boy bands again. She said, "Oh, you promised me that you would not do this again. Oh, just one more time. Oh, the Brownsville boys, the Four Clovers, the Esquires. They made it big, and what did they do? What? They left you. They destroyed you. They almost destroyed our marriage. He says he's not going to let that happen again. Jimmy has a different feeling. So this goes to show how many times Jimmy has been a manager for groups. They make it big and then they leave him. And then he's, probably the one left paying for certain things that he probably put his money into beforehand because he believed in them. Jimmy's genuine. And a lot of people in entertainment are shady as. So it was a blessing for the 5 Heartbeats to come into contact with somebody like Jimmy in the first place. Okay. But Eleanor, everybody clocked the fact that Eleanor said, this is not a good idea. We shouldn't do this. You need to leave this alone. And it was because she knew the music industry as well. We find out later on she'd been there the whole time. So she knows how Big Red and them get down. I'm sure there have been many conversations about how he ain't shit because she ain't like Red at all. Fucking handbag. Okay? So I was just like, this was definitely like the foreshadowing that his wife told him, you need to leave it alone. And he didn't. And, So he promises all of that is behind them. And this is the one last time. It was. Okay, because I think she knew it would take him from her in more than one way. So the 5 Heartbeats don't win a singing competition that they originally sought to win. Jimmy gives him the money. Dresser doesn't feel right about taking Mr. Potter's money, but Eddie had to let him know, hey, bruh, listen, this is business. Just then, the manager of the club that they have these shows in all the time offers them a contract. The owner wants to give him a contract to play at the club. They did good enough for that. And so Eddie then says, you're going to have to talk to our new manager about that. And it was a moment where Eddie has this layered thing going on where on one level he comes off like an asshole, right? Comes off like he's all about self, jealous, kind of, out there wild, probably doing drugs even at this point, but, kind of not in the same way. Definitely feels like Eddie was just like out here living reckless, right? But he has something in him that was good enough, or I guess loyal enough to look at Jimmy like he should still be our manager. You know what I'm saying? So that moment right there, like, let's not forget, if it wasn't for Eddie, Jimmy probably wouldn't have been the manager. It almost seemed like. Because it's fucked up, later on when we find out how it all plays out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Eddie had a lot of demons. But Eddie was super happy about them getting this contract. So he goes by Baby Doll's house, shouts up at a window. And this is the moment right here. Baby Doll, Baby Doll. And she comes out and he says, it's really happening, baby. It's really happening. You know what I'm saying? Letting her know that things are going well with the group. Then he goes home to his daddy and all of them are sitting outside in front of the apartment building that they stay in. Okay. And his daddy like, where you been? His mama said, I told you he had a show tonight. How did it go? And he was like, it went good, mama. His daddy says, he ain't gonna be shit neither. Everybody around heard the shit, right? So you just embarrassed your son in front of everybody. So now we see why. Because what does he say to him? He said, he ain't gonna be shit because I ain't shit. And he just walks away. His mama says, why would you say that to him? You act like you don't even care about the boy. And he says, Estelle, I care about that boy. I just want him to be a better man than me. And I'm like, so what in your mind is telling you that negative reinforcement is the way to make that happen? The mindset behind the way, people think is just very, very, fucked up, for lack of a better term. It's very messed up. But it absolutely lets you know, just in that little moment, why Eddie is the way he is. Because in one place, he has this woman, this mother that is very soft, very loving to him. So he'll have a piece of him that is loving. But then he has his daddy that's telling him he ain't shit. And at some point, your father's words become your thoughts. And I think that Eddie really did feel like he was a piece of shit. He really did. That's how he felt about himself. That's why he was always drugging. And once you feel like you're a piece of shit and you don't care about you know what I'm saying, you don't care about yourself, you don't care about your life, then you just do any old thing. And it makes sense when you think about, how things went as time went on. He just continued to get worse and worse because I think his father's voice got louder and louder. So anyway, Jimmy introduces the boys to Sarge. Okay, and everybody knows that Sarge is one of the Nicholas brothers. Okay, and you can look up the Nicholas brothers online, but I feel like the Nicholas brothers and the artists of that era, dancers, singers, actors, everybody, the Black people who did those things had to be so extremely extraordinary. And it's like the juxtaposition between being able to get on stage and do whatever the hell you want to do, and that may not necessarily be the best, versus people that are defying gravity. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy when you think about it. Yes, Harold Nichols. It was like, because I've watched the Nicholas brothers perform, on videos and stuff, and it is insane. It's some of the most like jumping and into splits all over the place and tap dancing. Like, it's incredible. Yes, Harold Nichols was married to Dorothy Dandridge. They had a kid that had some type of mental or physical. It was some type of issue. And he wasn't good about it at all. Didn't want to be there for the child. That was a part of his real story. But Sarge had autism. Okay, thank you. Because I couldn't remember what it was and I didn't want to say, any one thing. It was a cognitive disorder. Okay. You had to damn near be superhuman. Yeah, that's basically what it seemed like. In order to be a performer, a Black performer back then, when they were coming up in like the 30s and the 40s and the 50s and those times, like, you had to be, extraordinary out this mother in order to be put on television and on these shows and stuff the way they were. They were a part of introducing Dorothy Dandridge. Yes. Okay, so Sarge is there looking a little drunk. And Jimmy says, he's here to help us with the choreography. And Justin says, hold up. How you gonna bring in this old drunk, okay? Like, how you gonna bring him in? If you had an issue with what I was doing, you could have came and talked to me instead of going behind my back, bringing in some old drunk. Stop right there, okay? Now, don't let your mouth get you into something that your ass can't get you out of. Okay, you tell him, hold my cane, take his jacket off. Pay attention, and you might learn something. Because Dresser did a little 1-2. Like, it was a little 1-2. Like, it was like that. Guess what? Sarge had on tap shoes for some reason, okay? He was killing it. The feet was all over the place. He spun on him. Okay, the perm was sweating. He killed it. Dresser was just looking. Duck mouth was on the floor. Okay, I don't know what you thought this was. And so from then on, we get the montage of practice. Okay. Smooth hands now. That's what I want to see. Okay, listen, I love it. They practice in front of Bird and the Midnight Falcons, who are conspiring against them to win this competition. It seemed like an Apollo show. But it seemed like an Apollo show because they was booing their asses off. And y'all know how they would boo the piss out you at Apollo. So one of them is cousins with the MC. And Bird asked his girl Cookie to bring her homegirls to scream in the front row. So this is supposed to make sure that they get the upper hand because they see how good the 5 heartbeats are when they practice ahead of time, which was fucked up. I'm like, why should they be able to sit in on their show like this? Like, what is this? Anyway, so it's the night of the show, and I told you it's the same MC from Sparkle. And the MC tells Jimmy and the boys that their house piano player has to play. And that was another thing that fucked them up, because now the person isn't playing their music correctly. Okay? But Bird is on stage, y'all. I was just a young boy, still playing with my toys. Where's that? Hanging out the window, guys, until I realized that you were something more that I never knew before. And you came around that day and all my games were put away. I would love you every day, and each and every night I pray that you always stay until my dying day. Baby, stop running around with me, baby. Baby, stop running from my heart. Baby, stop running. Hey, yeah. Baby, stop running from my love. Listen, okay? Bird in the midnight, but he passing out and shit like he James Brown or some shit. They had to go and get the cape for him. I said, not the James Brown cape. Cut it out. Bird in the midnight. So they talked about walking, but ain't nobody gonna walk. We gonna perform, even with the piano player that don't know the fucking music. Okay. 5 hobbies, go out there, get ready to go on stage, and the MC fucks over him even more. I even fucked over them in so many different ways. Okay, you had the girls out there screaming. Y'all done told them they piano player can't play their music, and now you come out and you tell the audience, this next group told me that they're better than Bird and the Midnight Falcons, the Temptations, all put together. Now, why would you say that? You know how black people feel about the Temptations. Why would you say that? And then, I know. But we shall see. Well, everybody, the 5 heartbeats. Okay? And they come out there and the shit slow. Dun, 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 dun. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. Too wrong don't make it right. He ain't nobody, but 2 wrongs was the night I kept you guessing. It's all I could do, all I can do, and hope that maybe you come around again. Now I see that the wonders of devotion, it doesn't come free. A heart is a house of love, and I've learned that it don't take much to break a heart. Listen, Eddie's killing it. The crowd is not feeling it. They booing him. They've been booing him the whole time. Give it up, give it up, give it up. Sarge and Jimmy are on the side of the stage trying to go and do something about this, but they don't know what to do. And then all of a sudden, Duck said, I can't do this, JT. It's my music. And he pushes this nigga off the piano. And look, everybody take their positions. Dresser and JT squad up for security, because I'd be damned if you jump on my brother while he playing this song. That's the moment y'all gonna remember that JT may not have been shit when it came to these women, but he wasn't gonna let no nigga jump on his brother. Okay? And then Eddie sees the crowd and takes the moment, right? It takes more than love, on the first row, Cookie. Look at her. Gather yourself in your seat, young woman. Yes, right? Then he turns around. Duck, y'all, let's do it like we did in a tunnel. The niggas jump off stage. It's over. It's melee. Everybody's going crazy now. Nobody's booing anymore. Nigga jump down. Is there a heart? Is there a heart in the house tonight? Stand up, stand up, stand up. Let me know that you understand. Is there a heart? Is there a heart in the acapella? There's a heart in the house. You got to have love. You got to have love in your heart tonight. Is a house of love. And I learned. Choir boy. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. If you don't know Dresser's part of this, you're fucking up, okay? And here come choir boy, okay? Because he was scared at first. Y'all remember he got hit last time. He was dodging shit when all of this was going down. So he was backstage. When they jumped down, he finally came out, okay? Ooh, hit a high note. Y'all know how he be. Ooh, ooh, let me know. Let me know you understand. Okay, everybody losing their mind. Okay, y'all, Flash ass is in the audience with his old lady. At a loss. He didn't know what to do. He was like, I don't know how I'm gonna ever beat these niggas. Look at this shit. They performed a cappella. They was getting booed. Niggas jumped off the stage and started singing a cappella. Look at this shit. Big Red. This is Big Red right here. Big Red was in the audience. Make some money off these niggas. Okay? Listen. They did they shit, and from now on, it's the 5 hobbies. Didn't I blow your mind this time? Didn't I? Listen. Oh, Lord. Eddie's parents was in the audience, too. And that was a moment for me. Because the dad, he looked ashamed when they was booing him. But see, as soon as, they broke through and he hit that note, the mama stood up and put her hands in the air, and the daddy just sat there smiling. Excuse me. So Eddie had his moment, you know what I'm saying, to make his parents proud that night. That night was so big for all of them, not just because it catapulted their career, making it past the terrible people that go to the Apollo, but also to have that moment, you know what I'm saying, with his father, where it's like, we better than ain't shit, Dad. Like, just a little bit better. Okay. Girl. So they go out for drinks after, and Big Red introduces himself. First, he tried to come up to them like he was a manager, but when Jimmy and Eleanor showed up and took the card out of his hand, Jimmy, it has been a long time. Eleanor, do I forget? My fucking head back. These are my boys. Oh, all right. Well, listen, y'all come call me when y'all ready to make a record. Because I'm just an old little country boy with a small little company, but I do work hard for my artists. You know what I'm saying? Letting them know, y'all come see me when y'all ready to make a record. All right? Now, this went in one ear and out the other. And you see Big Red go talk to Bird and them next. Okay? So Big Red gonna go around trying to get everybody in this bitch, okay? Yes, come on now. I really love your showmanship and your style. Y'all know that's where I get that from. I say that all the time. Okay, listen, because that's what they had. They had showmanship and style. Yes, they did. I missed like 59 minutes. 50. Okay, I ain't even been talking that long. Anyway. Where am I in my notes? Okay, so Eleanor Jimmy tell him about the surprise. So he tells them that they're gonna record their first single, which is My Heart Is a House for Love. They're gonna record, is it Nothing But Love? I can't remember whichever one, but they're gonna record one of those songs for their first single. I think it's Nothing But Love. Yeah. Duck tries to get JT to play Shy Brother for him during this scene. Because Rose was there again. I thought Rose was there. I don't know what happened in this moment. But either way, because I could have sworn Rose was at that table. But because she was in the audience. But either way, he goes over to the table and talks to the girl, but basically makes the girl feel like Duck looks stupid. And, you know, he can't never talk to anybody. He's goofy. And she was like, okay, so what you want to do? You know, she turned her sights on him. I'm like, this lady is oversexed. What's going on with her? She in her chair. Y'all been drinking coffee. Don't judge me. Okay, like she doing the most. Duck is like, work it, JT, work it. Okay. Yeah, like talk about that's our sister. Like, that's our sister. He wrong for that. Anyway, that's what Duck told the first time they did Shy Brother. This is the second time when Duck asked him to do Shy Brother, and instead of doing it, he gets the girl. But what he didn't realize is homegirl was sitting at that table waiting on her man. That's why I said her ass was oversexed. Because as soon as Duck tries to get up to take her arm from JT, JT says, I tricked you. And Duck was like, ain't this about a bitch? But then here come the big ass dude. I got to fight every night to prove my love. What you doing with my woman? And it sounds like some commotion. I ain't doing nothing. I don't know whether that was the woman or JT. But either way, Duck looked very happy to see his brother getting beat up by that man, but then was going over there because, you know, you can't get beat up too much in this nice establishment. Many guys may come to you with a line that wasn't true, but you passed them by. Yeah, I know all of the music playing in the background and everything during the scenes. Like, it's my movie. Okay? So, y'all, Duck is still trying to finish the song. Oh, thank you, Allie, for the Cash App. I'm glad you are enjoying this review. Thank y'all. Y'all make sure y'all like the video. So Duck is still trying to finish this song while his little sister is cleaning. And y'all know this is the part that I don't know what's so hard, okay? Because she's trying to clean up and he's just throwing pieces of paper. So she was like, listen, if this room is not clean by the time mommy and daddy get home, somebody gonna be in big trouble, okay? So she picks up a piece of paper. She's like, I don't know what's so hard. All you gotta do is combine this part with this part, and then we get the musical of it all. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can do it. Oh, yeah. Oh. Shh, shh. He fought for this scene. He fought for this scene, y'all. They tried to take this scene out, and it is literally most people's favorite part of the damn movie. Some people run on the first side of stormy weather. Some people hold on and work it out together. I believe in you. You believe in me. The rainbow ahead may be hard to see. No, that wasn't. I'm sorry, I read that comment and it threw me off. Okay, we gotta hang on to this dream. Don't let go, no, no. No matter how hard it gets. We haven't finished yet. We haven't finished yet. There's so much of life ahead. We've got so much to do. No matter how hard we try, we just can't say goodbye. Don't leave me with regrets, 'cause we haven't finished yet. We haven't. No, 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 no. And there's so many days I wanted just to call it quits. And there's so many times I wonder where in this. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm getting distracted. Where in this world that I would fit? We're just beginning. Can't stop it now. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it work out somehow. We'll show the world what it is. What it takes. Can't let go, no, no matter how we try. Like, y'all want to do the dance break? We don't ever believe nobody else will. We've got to reach down and grab something inside. No matter how hard it gets. Look, why y'all got me doing all this? Anyway, why y'all got me doing all this? I ain't warm up enough for all that. Listen. No. All right. I can't even hear out of this ear. Okay. I can't even hear out of this ear. Pray for me. No. So we finished the song. Thank you. I love y'all for making me feel good right now because I really can't hear out this ear. So Big Red is the only option because they go to a white record label and the white record label tells them that their song isn't fit for them. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some white people shit for you, huh? It ain't, no, the song that I wrote for our group is not for us. Oh, okay, it's for the 5 horsemen. And what kind of shit is that? The 5 horsemen. Sha-na-na, who ain't got no money, Jack. Wow, ain't got no fancy car. Wow, don't live the life of a millionaire, Jack. Wow, or a movie star, Jack. Offbeat, snapping, do. Something in the world that I possess to equal your love and your tenderness. Yeah, cut it the fuck out. Cut it the fuck. Good. It look good. All right. We need 6 one-year options. Okay, listen. Okay. Oh my god, y'all, nigga ain't shit. Okay, so they have to go to Big Red. The contract is suspect, but they have a deal. Duck finally knocks on Tanya's door and tells her that he's been the one sending her the poetry. And she says that she doesn't think it's a good idea if he come over there anymore. And then her mom confuses him for someone who works at the Salvation Army. And I was like, do you think his clothes were cheap or was it a colorist thing? Because it was very weird. Either way, he had to just let it go. So Nothing But Love is played on the radio. And everybody flips out because they were sleeping. And the radio comes on, and JT thinks that Duck is trying to sing somebody's part. He's like, I ain't trying to sing nobody's part. That's the radio. And then everybody jumps up, and the whole family, that moment when they realize we made it, our song is on the radio. Okay, so they're on tour. Okay, they get on tour. Quiet Boy Daddy did not want him to leave. He said, you cannot serve 2 masters. Like, what? The idea of that, you can't serve 2 masters. So what does that mean? You can't be of God and worldly, but you can have a slave master in Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, correct? Is that not 2 different masters? I'm just saying if you're going off the people who gave you the religion in the first place. I'm just sorry, y'all know y'all don't be wanting to go to those places, but I just hate when y'all throw out shit and don't be thinking about what y'all be saying in actuality. You know what I'm saying? And that comment really annoyed me because it was like, what is he supposed to be, of spirit? What is he, in heaven? This is the world. He's a teenager. He's in his early 20s. He has a huge song on the radio. He's going on tour. Support it, Dad. Support it. Okay? Not Big Red equals P. Diddy. I am done. His mom tells him to bring her home a gold record. She ain't worrying about all that. JT And then, oh yeah, JT and Doug's dad just tell them to wear a rubber, okay? Put a hat on your Willie. Oh, wear a rubber, got it. So they go on tour, they driving at night, and JT is telling the guys how he tricks women into thinking he's in love with them. He was like, I'll just bust out, cry, drop a hat. And when she tells somebody I cry for her, I just deny it. But I'll literally say anything to get it. Now, while he's telling us how he treat women badly, the police pull them over for nothing. Goes through all of their luggage, all of their things, tossed them all over this dirty ass side of the road. I was just kind of like, bro, that shit is infuriating. And you could tell that it was probably one of them times when they drove through a sundown town at night. And so the police saw them. And so they called extra police officers, because why the fuck do y'all have that many police officers? It's because y'all already saw all of them in the car. Then proceeds to make them sing to prove they are who they are. And one of the most depressing scenes, y'all, they all stand over the car, and Dresser leads them in, I've got nothing but love for you, baby. And it makes me think about all the times that Key and Peele and them make those slow down versions of songs and shit, and it turns a happy song into a dark, scary one. That was this moment. Like, it really was fucked up. After that, everybody gets in a car, they leave. Everybody's sad, and Duck is singing, America, God shed his grace on thee. The bullshit of it all. The bullshit of it all. We can't even drive down a motherfucking road on a music tour without being stopped by some racist police officers and being scared for our lives at a moment's notice for no reason other than the fact that we driving down the street. Insane. And the fact that we still have to deal with those things now. This movie is set in the fucking 60s. It's 2022. Okay? Anyway, y'all, they are staying at shitty hotels, which is something I guess that you would expect. But when you think about it, they should have had more security. They should have had protection of some sort, you know, another car driving with them type of thing. And I also feel like they should have been staying at better hotels. Okay. So they staying at the hotels, they sharing a room, and Quiet Boy got a woman in the room. So Duck and Eddie are sitting out in the hallway, and Dresser comes walking through looking all distraught. And they like, what's going on? What's wrong with you? And he says, Brenda's pregnant. He had already been to talk to Big Red, and Big Red gave him the number of somebody so that they can give Brenda an old school, abortion before they were legal, probably, which probably means a hanger of some sort. Yeah, it was terrible the way they did abortions before it became like legal. Which is why Roe v. Wade is so ridiculous to be overturned, because it's like, you're just gonna go back to not giving women the care that they need for these moments. The deaths are not going to go down, they're gonna go up. But okay, fine. Anyway, but the moment for me is when Eddie says, didn't you just finish saying you love him more than anything? And he was like, yeah. So he took the number out of Dresser's hand. Like, if you love her, then have the fucking baby with her. You know what I'm saying? And it was another moment where Eddie shows up to be the heart in the moment. You know what I'm saying? And in more ways than I think he got credit for. And it's another part of the movie that makes me feel like there's so much being left out. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why. Eddie's mom and JT's dad were Kane's grandparents in Menace Society. They sure were. They sure were. They were. Yeah, I heard when sometimes they would make the women eat broken glass. Bro, what the fuck? Who would do that? Why would somebody do that? Do that for what? Oh my God. JT was so mad I didn't even recognize his face. Yeah, that was a tough scene, but raw harmony was amazing. It was. I think Eddie was the heartbeat of the group. It really did feel like that. Eddie's best scene to me. It was. It was. It does feel like that when you look back on it, which is why when he left the group, it didn't have that same heart that it once did. Flash comes in and it becomes all about business versus the family and love aspect that they had before Eddie and Jimmy, you know, weren't there anymore. But they finally get to sunlight after this, and they're at the bus station, and Phil, guy from Big Red's record label, comes down with some money. He says we need better hotels. They tallest don't even work at some of the places you sending us to. And they have the album cover for the new album coming out. And the guy is already explaining that Big Red wanted them to see the big picture. They pull it out and they see a white family on the album cover. I feel like this actually happened to the Temptations, I believe. I can't, or the Dells, I can't exactly remember which group, but this was something that specifically happened, I think, to the Dells. But either way, they were pissed. Jimmy said, I want my boys' pictures back on this album cover. Big Red wants us to see the big picture. White folks and Negroes buying this album. JT said, why the fuck we always crossing over? I ain't never seen 5 niggas on Elvis Presley's album cover. Why they ain't never crossing over to us, huh? Man, Eddie Duck took that shit and threw that shit in the air, because it was just like, how dare you? How dare you not want to put our pictures on our album cover? When Eddie said, if these people can't accept us for who the fuck we are and what the fuck we look like they don't need to hear our music. Like, fuck all that. Lots of groups, even Otis Redding. Yeah, it happened to the Supremes. Okay, that was discussed. And my favorite, that was my favorite part of the movie, when it was discussed the downside of trying to reach mainstream audiences. Yeah, because it alienated the black audience. It made the black people feel like you weren't making music for them anymore. You was making music for white people. And, you know, it's a weird feeling to be proud of seeing people that look like yourself on television or performing, but to know that they're not performing for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't want to give you the joy. They want the white people to have the joy from the performing. When at the end of the day, you know, they get all the joy anyway. So why do you give it to them when you're us? I think that's the feeling for real. But anyway, y'all, JT and Duck fighting on stage because Duck is tired of JT using all his shit. Okay, they get into the fight and start ripping each other's jackets off and shit. I could not hide the way I felt that night. I love it, you nobody can deny. Oh, nights like this I wish that raindrops would fall. Let them rain on me, yeah. So they fighting on stage, right? Rolling around, actually fighting on stage. Jimmy says we got to teach them to use everything they do. And I said, wow, that's some shit. That's some shit right there. So what they do, the next performance, they get into a fight, and JT's like, you know, you only ripped my jacket. What's wrong with you? I'm sick of your shit, Duck. Well, I'm sick of your shit too, JT. Eddie says, look, y'all, everybody stop. If we're not going to do it right, then let's not do it at all. And you know, all the crowd get all upset, like, oh, y'all gonna stop the show because these niggas fighting on stage? What? Breakdown. Everybody rip each other jackets and shit off to reveal the glittery jumpsuits. Nights like this, I wish that a raindrop would fall. Let it rain on me, yeah. Oh, baby. And here come Big Red with cars. What color you want? You know what's aggravating about this? It reminds me of Cadillac Records. Y'all remember Cadillac Records? When Muddy Waters was looking for his fucking money? And, you know, oh, I bought you a car. Motherfucker, the car cost what? Maybe a few $100 back then? A $1,000 maybe? Back in these times we talking about? And then people making y'all hundreds of thousands of dollars off them records. Same thing, you're going to buy somebody a car to distract them from the fact that you not giving them the amount of money they're entitled to. TLC, it's crazy. The funny part about it is, I'm gonna tell you how people end up getting fucked up, and a lot of people don't realize this. It's not just that you don't know the business of it when it comes to the legalities and the contracts. It's also not knowing how much you should be charging people for your artistry. That's a part of it. Because you can get took if you don't know how much to charge people, if you don't know how much you should be receiving from these things. And that's what they count on. They count on you not fully understanding how much of this money from this music, from these performances, is supposed to be going to you. You know what I'm saying? So, he brings in the cars. What color you want? Everybody all excited. Then we do the montage. American Bandstand. Brenda had the baby. Eddie meeting with his drug dealer Marrero. The whole world, the ashtray, the Eddie Kane. They climbing the charts. These boys are pretty because they've been the Benny. They number 111. Okay, they number 1 on the Billboard charts right now. Getting awards and shit. Thank you. Growing mustaches and goatees. Looking all debonair and beautiful. Literally everybody. That one Esquire magazine cover that they did, and everybody looked beautiful. Like everybody had just luxurious hair, and it's just everybody all moisturized and shit. I loved it. We see JT and Duck buy their parents a new house. And Eddie's doing cocaine. Baby doll comes upstairs and says, listen, I know who Marrero is and what he does, and I can't continue to watch you destroy yourself like this. And Marrero says, Eddie, you ain't got your girl in check? And Eddie turns to baby doll and says, baby, please, not in here. I think you overstepping your boundaries a little bit. And she said, listen, I was just coming to let you know that I've packed my things and I'll be gone. And he looked so shocked, like he couldn't believe that she was leaving. And she turned around and walked away. And he was really hurt behind that shit. So he gonna go head deep into that cocaine now. We see Bird and the Midnight Falcon are still performing the same song, rolling around on stage. Same shit that they've been doing this whole time. Quiet Boy is now offering to take lead on a lot of the performances because Eddie hasn't been showing up because of the drugs, right? So they got a show, and Jimmy is backstage talking to hold up. No, let me read the note so I get it right. Eddie's drug addiction is getting worse. He's late for a performance, and he tells Jimmy Big Red pulled his coattail to him a long time ago. And it was like, what the fuck does that mean? And that lets you know this is another thing that record companies used to do. Set discourse within the group. If they want you to break up, they're going to tell the guy who they consider the lead singer he needs to be by himself. You can't trust him. You can't trust Jimmy. You can't trust the other boys. The other guys of the group, they can be replaced. You're the main 5 heartbeat. When we know that that's not the truth. We know that this was definitely a group effort out this motherfucker. Okay? So when he told Jimmy that, Jimmy just dismissed him and was like, "You talking crazy," and walks away. Thank you, Felicia, for the Cash App. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And so he turns his sights on Flash, y'all. Like, oh, you want my spot, Flash? Like, how's it feel to be? Like, he's always, how's it feel to be me, huh? Slum sucking, slug ass motherfucker. You want my spot, Flash? You want my spot? Well, you ain't gonna get it, because you ain't got it. And y'all, the funny part about this is that this was a real moment. Behind the scenes, they said that Michael was absolutely a character actor. When he came in on this tip, this is the person he was on and off camera for a while, until like actually he got in this man's face. They almost came to blows, they said. Then him and Robert Townsend almost got in a physical fight at some point. I think they said Dressel was the one that used to have to, Harold. In real life, his name is Harold. He would have to come and break them up all the time. And he was the one that was actually able to save the movie, because at one point, Michael was doing so much and being so difficult on set that they thought they weren't going to be able to finish the movie because it was that bad. And so this was a real moment with him all in dude's face. He went off script and everything. But I mean, it gave you some real shit in that moment, bro. Flash slams the door in his face. Quiet Boy is starting to take leads, and Eddie is missing more and more performances. Everyone but Quiet Boy goes to check on Eddie after this last show that he missed. And he's all drugged out in his hotel room. Two girls roll out of the bed with him. And JT is like, bruh, what is this shit, bruh? Like, you missing shows and shit. What the fuck is this? They pissed. Eddie says he did what he did tonight on purpose. Jimmy on some motherfucking power trip talking about replacing people. And Doug says, you mean to tell me you left us hanging because of some shit between you and Jimmy? And this is when Eddie starts to talk, but they interrupt him, and I wish they would have let him keep talking, because he was like, man, Jimmy think he know, man. He think he know, but he don't know, man. And Dress said, man, they ain't got nothing to do with what we talking about, man. Haven't we talked about this drinking and drug shit before? Okay? You said that you would calm down, so we left you alone. And here we are again with this shit. And here go Eddie, what? I can't have 1, 2, maybe 2 drinks now without I'm an alcoholic now. And Duck says the killer. Duck said, what happened to baby doll? Said, man, she left. He's ashamed. And Duck says, you worse than your pops, man. Eddie jumps over on him and tries to strangle him. And the funny part about it is, y'all notice Duck hands was like this the whole time. Like, at this point, they start to pity him. And I feel like there's so much more that should have been shown in the in-between with the breakup part of the group, because we saw how close they were. But like 2 montages ago, we were able to see how close they really were. And now we hop, skip, and jump to 2 years later, and because it went from 1965 to 1967. And we're in this part of their career, and it's like, where did the breakdown happen? Where's the, you know what I'm saying, the conversations and shit that y'all are having? Where's that part of this? Like, I really do wish there was more that we could have seen, because I know there was more written for the story to be, you know, fully explained about the breaking down of their relationship. Eddie tried to kill him. He didn't try to kill him. He was just trying to choke him. He was trying to fight him. He wasn't going to try to kill him. He's not choke motherfucking ass. Get off it, man. Come on, man. He's so slim. It took one of them niggas to get this. Stop. Okay, let's chill out. Anyway, so Quiet Boy is now telling the ladies that he's the lead singer. He's writing, you know, how I wrote all the music and everything. I put everything together, you know. So now you see how he's going to everybody's head. Even Quiet Boy has now been corrupted by fame. All right? Talking about they call him Rock. Like, boy, if you don't stop. And as the cousins are talking to Duck, Tanya comes up and taps him on the shoulder, because now, you know, they international now. They've been popping for 2 good years. Now Tanya recognizes the boy that was dropping poems off to her house as Duck of the 5 Heartbeats. So she gonna go introduce herself. Now, mind you, Duck says he gonna go somewhere with her, goes upstairs. JT is upset. Why is JT upset? I really do feel like Tanya has something to do with why JT was upset. When he goes upstairs to talk to JT, JT says he's tired of sleeping with he's tired of sleeping with different women every night. He's tired of chasing. And it feels like he's addicted and he don't know how he can stop. And a part of it, to me, and this is just me guessing, but it feels like JT really wanted to be with Tanya. And he couldn't be faithful to Tanya. And so Tanya dumped him. And then when Tanya dumped him, she went downstairs and tapped on Duck's shoulder. And I think it may have been to make JT jealous, but Duck was a great guy. And I think she actually started to like Duck. She actually started to feel like he was a better bet, somebody that wasn't going to, you know, be cheating on her and dogging her out. So yeah, she was definitely giving gold digger vibes, but not in that way, because she was from money. So anybody she was gonna be with was gonna have money. I really think that she liked JT and was fucking with JT, and we just didn't see it. And then because JT couldn't stop sleeping with a different woman every night, she couldn't take the shit and decided to go and pull his brother. And JT is the type, because they kept that relationship under wraps,
he never said anything because he knew his brother liked Tanya. He knew it. So that's why he didn't say anything to him. And it's funny to me because I felt like Duck essentially was up there like, wooing and consoling JT because the girl he's about to leave the party with just dumped his brother. That shit is crazy when you think about it. You know what I'm saying? She wanted a man to worship her and feel lucky to have her, not vice versa. Exactly. But you know how it is when it first starts out, you like the man that's giving you all of that energy. And then you just want the man that really wants you. You know what I'm saying? Versus the one that is putting on in the moment, but as soon as you're not around him, he not even thinking about your ass, So anyway, where were we next? Okay. Yes. We did see Bird being dangled off the balcony by Big Red when he came to ask him about his books. Okay. And Big Red says, my office hours are from 9 to 5. And I don't know where Bird got all of this gumption from, but Bird said, fuck your office hours. I need to talk to you right now, motherfucker, about my royalties and the way you keep your books. Okay? Because Bird has figured out he's not getting what he's supposed to be getting. Okay? First sign that some shit really ain't right. Instead of having a conversation with this man later on, Bird turns around, sucker punches him, and then proceeds to have him and his security dangle the man out the window after they had his pants split and everything else. So now Bird not gonna say nothing. What's my office hours, Bird? So sad. It was such a fucked up moment. And it was brutal. Do y'all remember when they were like dragging him and Bird holds on to the top of the the window, the door, turn to the door sill, he holds on to it, and the dude punches his arms down. Like, God damn. And then hung him over the banister. What about my books? I swear, yeah, Big Red absolutely sweated his whole perm out. Y'all not your dinner. I cannot take y'all. Anyway, Duck and JT also agreed that whoever had the first kid, they would name that kid after the other brother. So we got to remember that. But Big Red wants to buy Jimmy out as the manager of the 5 Heartbeats. We knew it was coming. While he's sitting there, Eddie is sitting there, all drugged up seemingly. And Eddie says that he doesn't need a manager who's trying to replace him. Jimmy says he wasn't giving up the Heartbeats. I don't give a fuck what you talking about, okay? I'll sue your ass before I let you take the Heartbeats from me, and I'll leave. Big Red was like, you can't leave because y'all owe me for all of the cars, clothes, jewelry, and a whole other list of expenses that I have for y'all. Really? And then he says that Eddie is the only 5 Heartbeat that matters. Jimmy reminds him he's not Bird. You can't dangle him out a window and expect him to go away. Oh no, he'll take his ass to court first with a long list of accounting books and a list of DJs taking payola. Okay? So what that sound like? That sound like Jimmy wasn't stupid enough to not keep track. And he had evidence on Red. Whatever evidence that Jimmy had on Red, I think that's what they used to get Red on the back end. Okay? So Big Red asked how Eleanor is doing. And Jimmy said, it's between the two of us. And he said, maybe. Then he made something disappear inside of a big red apple. All very telling. So Jimmy goes home. He's receiving threatening phone calls. Eleanor can tell something is wrong, but he says he's going to go down to the club anyway. When he's on his way downstairs in the elevator, he's singing, I feel like going on. Foreshadowing. And Eleanor gets a call from somebody threatening him. And she runs down the stairs to meet him. And as soon as she comes to the door outside, he's getting hit by a big rig. Big rig knocked him and his door off his car. And Jimmy dies. Y'all, the most terrible part of the movie. Y'all know everybody likes to fast forward through this part of the movie. At the funeral, Big Red comes up to Eleanor slobbering and crying all over the place and say, you have my deepest sympathies. You should know God, you shouldn't be alone. If any time you need, bop, smack the shit out of him. How dare you come here and disrespect my husband? Get out! Oh, And Big Red had to walk his slobbering ass up out of that church, embarrassed as shit after Eleanor slapped the dog taste out his mouth. Okay? Dog shit and taste out his mouth. Bird saw him. Bird was crying. Everybody in the funeral crying. Bird saw him and looked back, and I was like, yeah, Bird ain't done with you dangling his ass off that fucking leg. Nigga mad about that. You want to see him about that. Okay? So after the funeral, everybody meets at the tunnel. Dresser must have got some information from somebody. I don't know who, but I guess since he was sitting right there next to Eleanor when it all went down, you know, he must have got some information. But he come down there to the tunnel and they like, Dresser, what's wrong with you? And he hits Eddie and he's going after him, trying to, you know, get to him. And they like, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? And you're like, you know, tell him, Eddie, tell him about your deal with that red son of a bitch. And Eddie says, oh God, I didn't know. Y'all. Dresser kicks him and beats him some more, and he didn't, you know, he just laid there and took it. He was like, I didn't know. He was like, what did he ever do to you, huh? What did he ever do to you? Bruh. And then he grabs him and he hugs him, and, you know, he held him and he cried. But I'm going to tell y'all something. The thing that killed me the most about this scene was watching everybody's reaction when Dresser said what he said, and then, because they had him. JT was holding Dresser. And then when Eddie said, oh God, I didn't know, they let him go. Like everybody just was stuck like this. Like they couldn't believe that he did that. Couldn't believe that you played a part in what happened to Jimmy. Everybody was heartbroken. Like it was like watching it in HD versus how we used to watch it back in the day. You couldn't really see what was going on nobody's face in the background. But watching that shit on my big ass TV, I could see everybody acting in the moment. And it made the moment even more heartbreaking. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God. Yeah, watching it register on everybody's face what happened was so painful, y'all. So we see Duck and JT going to see Eddie. Dresser might have hugged him in a moment, but it took a long time for Dresser to forgive Eddie for what happened to Jimmy. You could tell. So Baby Doll came back to take care of Eddie after that. And JT and Duck was like, we want to know what happened in that last meeting between Jimmy and Red. He messed over a lot of people. And Eddie was like, you know, he gonna quit the heartbeats. And everybody knows that it wasn't no accident what happened. And then here come Bird walking in. And then we get another montage of the newspaper letting us know that Red went to jail for killing Jimmy. The Heartbeats signed a new record deal with A and B Records. And they got a new manager. On top of that, they brought on Flash as lead singer. So now we in 1972. Okay, child. And I loved how they did this because everybody like hates when Jimmy dies on this. If you watch this movie as many times as I have, watching Jimmy die is the worst. So the juxtaposition with the 70s kind of like dance music, kind of disco era type thing they had going on, it took us low for a minute and then it took us right back up. You know what I'm saying? They didn't even give Red much energy after that. Just know his ass went to jail. All right, 1972. Y'all know I can't do this. Ooh, ever since I met you, girl, it's been here today, no tomorrow. And just when I think I get over you, I come back. Girl, you're just a bad addiction. Every thought of you keeps me holding on to. Girl, it feels so strong. Actions get control of my heart. And it won't let go. Every time I try to leave, I always come back Back in the middle of it, back in the middle. It really makes no sense to me. Knowing I'll be back in the middle again. Okay? We go backstage. JT's upset. Look at this woman, huh? This little woman, huh? Whose name they calling out? Flash. He just sang lead. Man, the pretty boys are coming and taking all the women away from me. Okay, I can't compete with it. Oh man, shit. That's because you've been using the same act since 1965. Baby, can you hold me? Can you touch me? Okay? That ain't got nothing to do with Flash. Okay? That's about you. Thank you. So we get back out on the stage because this is we performing out this motherfucker. We gotta change our suits. We gotta change into our blue suits. Yeah, I love this performance. My favorite one. Shoot, 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 doo, doo. And I feel like they let Leon choreograph this because Leon used to love doing that. Shoot, doo, 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 doo. Okay, Flash trying to talk to people. Hey, are you guys happy? We're married. Oh, okay. Well, here's my number. Take it, take it. Just in case. JT leaves from back there with everybody else and walks out. What you doing, JT? Ah, yeah. Just in case he's not what he should be. Yeah. Okay, they compete now. Oh, baby, keep my number by your side. And when you want to call me, don't think. Oh, just a dance or just a friend. Come back to me. They were singing their asses off, okay? And then JT took it, he took it over. Okay? I want you to hold my coat. The coat looks nice. The inside was satin. It would look nice. I want you to hold my coat like you're holding me. Squeeze me tighter, baby. How do I feel? Good, huh? Just in case you have any second thoughts, I'm going to leave you with this. Baby, come back to me. Okay, we ain't doing it again. And then the part that kills me. This is the part that kills me. Okay? Because now we're backstage. We're back and we're doing this. Like, what is this? Like, kills me every time. Kills me every time. JT killed it. Okay? We was on a high. We were on a high. After the show, everybody is 5 heartbeats. Don't touch them. Everybody's losing their shit. Duh! JT! Let him in. It's fucking Eddie. Eddie got his old costume on under his jacket. Smell like alcohol. Maybe a little bit of cocaine. I see the new direction y'all going in. I want y'all to know I'm back. I've been practicing. Nights like this, I wish raindrops would fall. Y'all know it was sad. It was funny and sad all at the same time. Okay? Yeah, the husband left that lady. That was so sad. I was like, how you gonna leave your wife passed out? Like, the fuck? Anyway, can't nobody sing like Eddie Kane Jr. They tried to give him some money in a card because he high. I don't want your money or your fucking pity. Can't nobody sing like Eddie Kane Jr. And then here come Flash. Flash just looks at him, smirk, walk off. Like, oh fuck. Okay, listen, it was definitely, and Eddie just picked this, is that nice like this? My son on drugs. My son on drugs is fucked up. It's sad. Dresser didn't even give him a second thought. Okay? Like, Dresser just got in the car. Excuse me. Like, he didn't even have time for that shit. So, y'all, Duck announces his engagement to Tanya while they're all in the studio. And JT like, man, what's wrong with you? You don't even know her. And Doug was like, would you be happy for me? I love her. She loved me. Like, come on. I already talked to mom and dad about it. I want you to be my best man. Come on. And JT, of course, being egomaniacal, is like, oh, you want me to be the best man? All right, cool. So he let it go. But now we starting to see some issues here. Okay. Sergeant is in the hospital. Dear Sarge, happy birthday to you. Okay, listen, all that sweetie stuff in here. Sarge is still kicking, even though he in the hospital smoking cigarettes. Okay. Duck sees Choir Boy talking to Tanya at some point and thinks that thinks that Choir Boy is having an affair with Tanya. He tells Dresser about it, and Dresser was like, "Are you crazy?" He was like, "I don't know, something going on, but I'm gonna get to the bottom of it." Right? So he watches her go to a hotel, and he followed her. It's raining, and over the radio we hear that Eddie got shot in a robbery in a convenience store, like a whole bunch of times. So at this point, we don't even know if Eddie is gonna live to the end of the movie because of that. And I also feel like that was another thing that they just glazed over with it being heard on the radio. Like, that's it. No other moment after that do we talk about Eddie until we get to the end of the movie. You know what I'm saying? But they, Eddie got shot several times. And it was just nothing after that. So Duck gets to the hotel, walks up, sees her go inside, already feels away. He don't even know what's going on, but the valet tells him his brother just went upstairs and asked him to sign his autograph next to his name, and he sees it. And so he just goes back to his car, distraught, like seriously hurt and fucked up behind this. Like, never gonna be the same no more after this. Upstairs, JT and Tanya are having a conversation, screaming at each other. He's like, what the fuck is going on? And she was like, what are these messages you sending through Choir Boy? What's this? I'm using Duck. I'm using Duck. And he was like, you tell me what's going on, okay? Because at first the two of you were just going out. That was fine. But now you're talking about marrying my brother. I can't let you hurt my brother. I can't. And he was like, she said, what Tanya said to him, she was like, I love you, JT. I love you. But I'm in love with Duck. And he was like, if you love him, tell him the truth. And she was like, I can't. And the tear rolled down JT's face. And we don't know whether JT is really hurt because she broke his heart or because, you about to ruin your relationship with your brother. Like, I don't know if you know. Okay. But it just felt like I didn't know whether it was because he wanted her or he was actually feeling bad for Duck. Because he was like, I can't let you hurt my brother. I can't. Y'all going out is one thing, but you trying to marry my brother, that's too much. And this moment for me, I just often wonder what were his motives. Probably a little bit of both. Like, yeah, I don't want you to be with my brother, but also I know you ain't shit. And I really don't want you with my brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want you to hurt my brother. Nigga, I can hurt my brother. You can't hurt my brother. Like, I think that was kind of the mindset behind it. But JT never told Duck either. Never told him what happened. So the guys get gold records for their album with Flash. Flash quits the group, says he's going solo. He's got his new album, Flash. It's Lonely at the Top, coming out next week. So the whole time he's been working with the 5 Heartbeats, he's also been working on his solo album in secret. Flash ain't shit, if we can just say that. Whatever happened to the Ebony Spark? Flash ain't shit, okay? So Duck goes to the mic next and he says he's on his way to becoming a great writer, and he can thank his fiance and his brother for that. They missed the first part of his speech when he said, a critic at a party once said that Duck Matthews will be a great writer when he's been through more and more heartache, I guess. And he says, I'm on my way to being a great writer now. And I can thank my brother and my fiance for that. JT so stupid, he's smiling. He don't know. So stupid. He has no idea. Tanya clocked it. And she's in the audience with this look on her face like, shit. Duck says, my brother has always been the same selfish motherfucker since we were kids. And JT says, what you doing? Don't do this here. It's like, I hope I can get a deal like Flash because today's my last day as a heartbeat too. off me. Just don't do this. Thank you. And everybody walk off, and that was the end of it. Okay, that was the end. And then we go to present time, and Duck gets an invitation from Choir Boy to come to his father's church. He's put a lot of money into his dad's church, and they having a first Sunday, and he wanted to come through. So y'all know what happened. He gets to church. The daddy is giving his speech. How can a man say that he loved God who he cannot see, but doesn't love his brothers who he sees daily? Y'all, I don't know why. I used to always remember that line. And, I would ponder on it. I would think about it. And the one thing I got from that as it pertains to the movie is I feel like something changed in the daddy and we didn't get a chance to see it. But I think the daddy was definitely one of those people that treated his son like shit because he felt like his son not wanting to do what he wanted him to do was his son turning away from God. When really Choir Boy kept that Bible with him all the time until right before they got pulled over by the police, almost as if leaving the Bible is the reason why they got pulled over. When really they probably would have got pulled over and so much more fucked up shit happened to them over this time period. I wish we would have got a chance to see more of it. But either way, it made me feel like something had changed between the daddy and and Choir Boy. Not just because Choir Boy became the head of the choir and put all his money into the church, but also just something in their relationship changed because the sermon seems to be opposite of how he felt before. You can't serve two masters, and I can't fool with you if you're gonna do that. When really it's like you're not showing love to your son, but you show all this love to God, but you're not showing love to your son. That was kind of being repeated in what he was saying at that moment. To kind of let us know that the daddy and him had gotten to a better space. I clocked that. So then, they sing. Mm-hmm. Ooh, ooh, I feel like going on. Though the storm may be raging and the billows I feel like going. Feel like going on. I feel like going on. Yes, I feel. Like going on. Okay, take your time. I'm going home and home. Oh, I feel like going on. Though the trials rise, Lord, like they would I feel like going on. Yes. Okay, we needed to see it. Yes, Baby Doll came back. Eddie and Baby Doll sing. Eddie had been with the church for 4 years. He's managing a group. Boys could wobble. Okay, but they having the damnest time getting material. And Duck was like, I got you. It's Duck. He was like, well, you think you could turn me out like like another album or something? And they have this little moment, of course, after rejoicing and everybody being back good. But Eddie does the thing again. Eddie says, I heard what happened with you and JT. And Doug was like, come on, man. I don't really want to get into that. He's like, come on, man. Listen. He was like, people change. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at me. Let's go talk. So that's what he does. He rolls up on JT at the park with Rose and they 2 kids. He's playing with, his son, and he puts him down, and Rose says, come here, tells the kids to come here. And or JT said, go over there by your mama or whatever like that. Because y'all know Rose don't never have no line. She just sit there and look. Like she's an actress. She's acting. You ain't gotta hear nothing from her. Okay. And the little girl says, Duck, you hear daddy say, come here, Duck. And that took everything out of it. It was like like, I wish I could be mad at this nigga. You know what I'm saying? But you named your little boy after me. And he was like, whoever has kids first. And, JT was like, I feel stupid. They hugged, and all is right with the world now between the two of them. And then we get the last scene, which was the barbecue, which I love because everybody's still alive. That's another thing, except for Jimmy. Everybody in the group is still alive. You know what I'm saying? And that was a blessing to me because in real life, a lot of these, groups, you didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have that later on. If there was a group popping in the 60s and the 70s, by the time we get to the 90s, half the group is gone. You know what I'm saying? The Temptations have gone through so many people over the years because they've constantly lost members since their golden era, so it was that moment for everybody. I think everybody loves this moment because everybody was together. Everybody looked good. Dresser's there. Eddie's there. The cousins is there. Jim, Eleanor is there. All of the, Baby Doll and Rose and Brenda are all there. Like these men essentially all went back to the women that they started out with. The funny part about that. And JT cuts Flash and the Horseman off. Because what the fuck? Like, how did Flash, let's say no Flash ain't shit. How you end up with the Horseman in the 90s on Donnie Simpson's Video Soul? Stop it, okay? Cut that shit off. That's not real music. I can't have him listening to that. Once you show him real music is, you ain't saying nothing but a word. Heartbeats, front and center. So everybody come. Yeah, Flash is the sellout. So everybody comes and, put the hands out. And he was like, come on, Duck. And, Duck kind of drug his feet. He was like, we didn't really need you. You was always the worst dancer anyway. All 2 left feet. He said, I wasn't the worst dancer. Choir boy was. Because choir boys be doing the most. And then Eddie, y'all know, y'all still want to roll with the way the cane. And Dresser had to be the one to be like, yeah, we sure. So that shows you Dresser then got over being mad at Eddie too. So they put their hands in and they do the thing. And he like summertime. 1965. It was the summertime, man. This nigga, it was fall. It was summer. Bet. It was summer. Okay. This one. Okay. Listen, I love it. It's my favorite movie. Some people hold on and work it out together. I believe in you. You believe in me. The rainbow ahead, it may be hard to see. We've got to hang on to this dream and don't let go. No matter how hard it gets. We haven't finished yet. There's so much of life ahead. We've got so much to do. No matter how hard we try, we just can't say goodbye. Don't leave me with regrets. 'Cause we haven't finished yet. Listen, okay? Favorite movie of all time, for sure. Y'all tell my uncle, Robert Townsend, that I finally did the review of our movie that he did not know that was going to affect people the way it did because, just a little tidbit. Thank y'all. I'm glad y'all enjoyed this one. Make sure y'all like the video. Share it with everybody. Y'all at Robert Townsend. But, the thing about it is I feel like he almost gave up on making this movie because it was so hard. Like it started off one way. Him and Keenan Ivory Wayans actually wrote the script together. And it fell off and Keenan had to go and do other things. And, Robert just stuck with it. And there was so many times when it almost didn't happen. And they finished it. And then the actual rollout of the movie, I feel like, wasn't the way it was supposed to be. Like, a lot of people didn't know about the movie until it came out on tape. That was another thing. Until that VHS box, the blue VHS box, okay, with the 5 heartbeats on it. Until that came out, a lot of people did not know about the movie. And then it became like a cult classic. But especially for Black people. But for me, we was glued in to movies and television as far as my family was concerned. So I feel like we saw this movie before it came out on tape. But I remember having that VHS blue tape from the 5 heartbeats. Okay. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. And I feel like sometimes me myself, I get so discouraged, and you have no idea how what you do affects people. Because I was thinking back on it, y'all, when I was growing up, and I was like, how do I say this? By myself a lot, like alone a lot as a kid, and movies were an escape for me. And if y'all knew how, as soon as they put this movie in, nobody needed to say shit to me until it was over. Unless you're gonna come in and back me up on these vocals, please get out of my face, okay? But it was an escapism for a little girl that sometimes really needed it. And it definitely added to my entertainment value. Now that we're here, now that we're, BondyBlue, and we're on YouTube and all of those things, just know that this movie is definitely a keystroke in what y'all get from me as a entertainer, and as somebody that y'all like to watch. This movie, the people that contributed to this movie, Robert Townsend, Keenan Ivory, are very, very influential in me doing everything I've done since then. And I mean the singing and performing. Like, I feel like I was always gonna do that. But this movie reinforced my love of that so much. You know what I'm saying? And no matter how hard it gets, man, when you got something like this, you have got to push through, because you just do not know who it affects. Like, it affected me greatly. Now as an adult, in the way that I, present my artistry, my showmanship, and my style. But also, when I was a kid, needing to be somewhere else. And this movie gave me that somewhere else to be. So yeah, it is very much one of my favorites of all time. So y'all add all of them, and tell Leon, don't ever let me see him in real life. Okay. Don't ever let, my relationship with the Real Housewives and all of that get me somewhere near Leon, because I'm gonna pass out. It'll be one of the times where somebody completely passes out because Leon walked into a room. Thank you, lovely Scorpio, for the super chat. This review was great. Took me through so many emotions. Oh, I'm so glad that y'all enjoyed it. I hope I wasn't doing too much bad singing. But anyway, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. And y'all know we're gonna be doing some more Now That We're Grown movie reviews and Halloween movie reviews for sure. Oh, thank you for that. Listen, he knows he's my uncle too. We've had this conversation. Y'all know that meant so much to me when that man talked to me on Twitter. But anyway, I love y'all so much. I hope y'all enjoyed. Don't forget to check out all of the other Now That We're Grown movie reviews that I have. I have done Love and Basketball more recently. We did Baby Boy. We did The Wood. There's so many of them. Waiting to Exhale, Love Jones. I've gotten a few in my belt now, so like we good with this. I'm so glad that y'all appreciating this idea, because I love these. I love doing this. And the next one is probably gonna be Eve's Bayou. And I'm trying to think of what other one is gonna happen this month, because definitely Eve's Bayou. But anyway, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. I hope y'all have a good rest of y'all day. And I will see y'all in the next one.